Chinese military exercises near Taiwan are targeted at forces promoting the island's formal independence and are a just move to protect peace and stability, China's Taiwan Affairs Office said on Wednesday. Navy tensions with China, which claims Taiwan as its personal territory, are at their worst in additional than 40 years. Taiwan's defense minister said last week, including China will probably be able to mounting a full-scale invasion by 2025.
The Group of 20 has agreed to work together to avoid a humanitarian disaster in Afghanistan, even if it means having to coordinate efforts with the Taliban, Italian Prime Minister said after hosting an emergency summit. United States President Joe Biden, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and many European leaders joined the virtual summit, which took place as the Taliban held its first face-to-face talks with the US-EU delegation in Qatar.
Israel will remain opposed to Washington's plan to reopen the U.S. consulate in Jerusalem that has traditionally been a base for diplomatic outreach to the Palestinians, even if political conditions change. An Israeli cabinet minister.
The United States will open its land borders with Mexico and Canada in early November, turn on essential travelers who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19, a senior White House official announced. In an effort to slow the spread of the coronavirus, U.S. borders were closed in March 2020 to travelers coming from the European Union, Britain, and China, with India and Brazil added to the list later. Overland visitors from Mexico and Canada were also banned.
Tropical storm Pamela weakens slightly on its way towards Mexico's western coast. The US-based National Hurricane Center said, predicting that it would strengthen into a hurricane again before it hits the fertile farm state of Sinaloa.
Over 700 residents were ordered to abandon their homes on the Spanish island of La Palma as red hot lava advanced towards their neighborhood. La Palma airport remained open but 11 flights were cancelled on Tuesday and others were delayed, airport operator Reina said.
Australia, Canada, India and Sri Lanka have expressed interest in staging the 2026 Games but, as yet, a host has not been secured. I am quietly confident that we will be announcing the 2026 host in the first quarter of next year, prior to Birmingham. We are working with cities and countries, Commonwealth Games Federation President Dame Louise Martin said.
United Nations, Pakistan has called for a new international arms control order that addresses security concerns of all states. The proposal was put forth by Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations in Geneva, Khalil Hashmi, while speaking at the UN General Assembly's First Committee. He stressed the need of a new order to counter the growing challenges stemming from deep divisions in approaches, perspectives and priorities.
The federal government of Pakistan has decided to convene a joint session of the parliament on October 14 to table important bills. It is likely that the government's bill of electoral reforms, including the introduction of electronic voting machines and e-voting facility for overseas Pakistanis, and an ordinance concerning the powers of the National Accountability Bureau would be tabled in the joint session of the parliament.
Another 21 people have died in Pakistan due to the global epidemic, while 1,021 new cases have also been recorded. The country reported 1,021 new infections in the last 24 hours. The positivity rate was at 2.34%.
Dengue is on the rise across Pakistan. 61 more people have contracted dengue fever in Islamabad. The WHO said that 1,403 people are currently infected with dengue while 5 people have died due to dengue so far. KPK has reported 198 new infections since yesterday.
In a bid to check the rising value of US dollar, the Federal Investigation Agency has decided to investigate about 100 individuals for allegedly buying over $63 million from different exchange companies in Lahore that are believed to have been either smuggled to Afghanistan or hoarded during the last 45 days.
The International Monetary Fund forecast inadequate growth rate of 4% for Pakistan coupled with elevated rate of inflation and stubborn unemployment rate during the current fiscal year. This growth rate is exactly the same as projected by the Asian Development Bank ADB about 2 weeks ago and significantly higher than 3.4% forecast by the World Bank a few days ago, which was rejected by the government as unrealistic.
Jeff Bezos' space company Blue Origin is facing an outpouring of internal criticism even as it begins regularly flying people into space. Current and former employees say that its culture is not only toxic for employees, but could put its passengers at risk. As the company prepares for its second launch with human passengers on October 13th, it's worth understanding what these concerns mean for Blue Origin, which has a near spotless launch record with its New Shepard suborbital rocket.